Hello everyone, welcome to Ponya the Simplifier. As I promised last week, I'll have a segment of bringing you the fixtures for the weekend. Last week we had an international break, but now this weekend we are going to have EPL back. The top 5 leagues will be in action, and therefore I want to bring you the fixtures for the weekend, and then I give you predictions. I'll select a few teams and then give you my predictions. They'll be largely depending on the experience I've had in football and the statistics for these teams, how they normally play. Those are my views, and you can use them to help you predict for those who usually invest or otherwise bet. So welcome to this segment. I want to give you the fixtures for the top 5 leagues. We have La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, League One, and EPL. So those are the top 5 European leagues. Therefore, karibu sana. So we start with EPL. For this, so on Saturday, we have 8 matches on the card. And the first game will be Southampton vs Manchester United, early kickoff, 2:30. And then second match, we'll have 5 matches on the card at 5 p.m. One being Brighton vs Ipswich, Crystal Palace vs Leicester, Fulham vs West Ham United, Liverpool vs Nottingham Forest, Man City vs Brentford. And then at 7:30, Aston Villa vs Everton. And then the last match on the card is Bournemouth vs Chelsea. So wale mashabiki wa EPL will have 8 matches on Saturday, 14th of September. And then we go to League One, that is French League. We have 3 matches on the card. We have Marseille vs Nice, Auxerre vs Monaco. Marseille and Nice game is at 6 p.m. Auxerre vs Monaco, 8 p.m. And then PSG vs Brest at 10 p.m. So those are the 3 games from League One. So wale mashabiki wa League One will have 3 matches on the card. Then we go to Serie A, Italy League. We also have 3 matches on the card. The first match, Como vs Bologna at 4 p.m. Empoli vs Juventus, 7 p.m. AC Milan vs Venezia at 9:45 p.m. So wale mashabiki, you have a date with AC Milan at 9:45. Then Empoli vs Juventus, at 7 p.m. Wawekezaji mujipange hayo masa. We go to Bundesliga. We have 6 matches on the card. The first match being played at 4:30 p.m. At 4:30 p.m. we have 5 matches actually. The first one, Borussia Mönchengladbach vs Stuttgart. Then Freiburg vs Bochum, Hoffenheim vs Bayer Leverkusen, RB Leipzig vs Union Berlin. Then the last match at 4:30 will be Wolfsburg vs Eintracht Frankfurt at 4:30. Then the last match on the card will be Bayern Munich. It's a big match. The Giants in the Bundesliga, that will be Holstein being at home versus Bayern Munich at 7:30. That's the last match on the card in the Bundesliga. And then the last league, the top 5. The last one is La Liga. I finished the Liga. The first match will be at 3 p.m. Mallorca vs Villarreal at 3 p.m. And then at 5:15 we'll have Espanyol vs Alves. And then Sevilla vs Getafe at 7:30. And then the last match on the card will be Real Sociedad vs Real Madrid. A very big match. I think that's a derby. Therefore, wale mashabiki wa kandanda, you have a date with Real Madrid. They are not doing well, but they have a point to prove this weekend on Saturday. And then lastly, on Saturday, I want to give my Sato predictions. I have 12 teams. While wawekezaji, you can choose from what I give you. Those are my views. Itakusaidia, you can decide to pick the best out of what I've given you. So the first, I believe, match between Real Madrid and Real Sociedad. I believe Real being away, and they're the reigning champions. They'll carry the day, they'll win the match. So Real Madrid 2. And then Juventus vs Empoli. And Juventus away, they are doing well now. So I believe Juventus will win. It's away, it's 2. And then AC Milan and Venezia. AC Milan being at home, they are tough. They'll win that match. Bayern Munich vs Holstein. Holstein, newly promoted team to the league. They're at home, but they cannot withstand the pressure they will get from Bayern Munich. So I believe Bayern Munich, they will win the match. Then Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayer Leverkusen are playing against Hoffenheim. Hoffenheim is a good team. They're at home. Bayer Leverkusen is away. All the games, both teams have scored, but I believe this one will be 2.5, over 2.5. And then we go to RB Leipzig, being at home, playing against Union Berlin. RB Leipzig will win that match. And then by Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Stuttgart, I believe that will be a GG. And then PSG versus Brest, PSG will win. Man City versus Brentford, I believe Man City will win easily that match. Liverpool versus Nottingham Forest, Liverpool will carry the day. And then Aston Villa versus Everton. Everton, they are not doing well at the moment. Everton will be beaten their way. So Aston Villa will easily beat Everton. And then the last match will be Brighton and versus Ipswich. Brighton are doing well. They are in top 4. They will easily win that match. So my predictions are 12 teams. You can pick from the 12. You can pick the best 5 or the best 6, and then decide to invest whatever you want to invest. Betting is addictive, so bet responsibly. So let's go to Sunday. On Sunday we have EPL. We have 2 matches. At 4 p.m. we have Tottenham vs Arsenal. That's a derby, a very big game. For me, I was predicting a GG for that match, but I don't know. People will have different views, but for me it's a GG. Then the second match at 6:30 p.m. we'll have Wolves vs Newcastle. Those are the 2 matches on the card on Sunday. We go to League One. League One, we have 5 matches on the card. We have the first match at 4 p.m. Rennes vs Montpellier at 4 p.m. Then Nets vs Reims at 6 p.m. We have Strasbourg versus Angers at 6 p.m. Toulouse vs Le Havre at 6 p.m. Then the last match on the card will be Lens vs Lyon at 9:45. That is for League One. We go to Bundesliga. We have 2 matches on the card that day. So the first match at 4:30 will have Augsburg vs St. Pauli. St. Pauli, a newly promoted team, at 4:30 will be against Augsburg being at home. And then the second one is Mainz vs Werder Bremen at 6:30. We go to Serie A. We have 6 matches. The first one being an early kickoff at 1:30, Genoa vs AS Roma. Then the second one at 4 p.m. 4 p.m. we have 2 matches, Atalanta vs Fiorentina, then Torino vs Lecce. Then at 7 p.m. Cagliari vs Napoli at 7 p.m. Then Monza vs Inter at 9:45. Lastly, La Liga, we have 4 matches on the card. Celta Vigo vs Valladolid at 3 p.m. Genoa vs Barcelona at 5:15 p.m. Las Palmas vs Atletico Bilbao at 7:30 p.m. And then Atletico Madrid vs Valencia at 10 p.m. So those are the matches on Sunday. And then we go to my predictions. Sunday, my predictions on Sunday. We have I'll give you 10, and then you can choose the best from the 10. Tottenham vs Arsenal, I believe GG. Wolves vs Newcastle, GG. Atalanta will win the match. Inter Milan will win the match. Rennes will win the match. Barcelona versus Barcelona is playing against Girona. Girona being at home, over 1.5. Torino will win the match. Torino is playing against Lecce. So Torino being at home, they win the match. And then Lens are playing against Lyon. So I believe Lens are doing well. They'll beat Lyon. And then Atletico Madrid vs Valencia. Atletico Madrid will win the match. And then lastly, we have Augsburg. Augsburg will win this match. They are playing against newly promoted St. Pauli. So those are my predictions. You can choose the best out of what I've given you. Thank you so much. See you next weekend.